I think today is a data. Yes. Okay, let's get started in next 1 minute. So now let's get started. Okay. So day 10. The agenda for today is day 10. The agenda is to discuss on SIM, security information and event management. And we're also going to discuss an SIM tools, architecture and components. And we're also discussing about what is log collection or normalization, what is correlation rules and alerts, use cases and some dashboards. We're going to discuss it, which is available in the internet. And we're going to discuss the common SM tools, something we're going to discuss. Okay. So before I start, any questions from anyone regarding the previous topic? Any question from anyone? Okay. Now the first topic is SIEM. So what is SIM? Does anyone know what is SIM? SIM stands for Security Information and Event Management. Okay, which means let's try to understand the definition of it. The SIM collects, process, and analyze the security logs to detect the threats. So guys, this is most important. Okay, so till now whatever we learned, everything is come just into the theoretical level. Okay, from day number 10, those are the theoretical, plus we're going to understand the practical dashboards. So since those tools are licensed, I'm going to show you few dashboards which are available in the internet. Okay, so SIM collects, process and analyze the security logs to detect the threats. Now let's try to understand SIM architecture, okay, and flow, and also we're going to discuss about the components. Okay, core SIM architecture flow. Okay, this flow is most important. Okay, so when you go for interview, the first question, can you explain about SIM architecture flow? Okay, so first one is data source, where the data will be stored or originated something. Okay, in this case, let me tell you, first one is data source, then log collection, then normalization, then correlation, then alerts, then creating the dashboards and reports. Okay, now the key components. So in it, first one is data source. So example of data sources are where you can store, you can get the logs, raw data, okay, which is nothing but which is nothing from firewalls, IDS and IPS, from where you will get a lot of data. This SIM tool will gather data from the firewall IDS or the servers, which could be Windows and Linux, and from applications as well. Doesn't matter. Databases as well. Cloud platform. Okay, Azure, AWS, or Azure or GCP, doesn't matter. On endpoints like EDR and antivirus. For example, we have antivirus. From where? From the local systems, from the local laptop, you will get a lot of data. So those data will be sent to the SM log collector. Okay, this is the second component. Okay, so the data source is most important, guys. The second thing is log collector, log collection layer. We can consider this as. So in this, okay, agents will be there. So installed agents will be installed on host, okay, to send the logs. Okay, so those are, few of them are agentless collection. Okay, few of them are agent. It depends upon the SIM tool. If the SIM tool have the agent architecture, then every agent needs to be installed on your local machines, on your laptop, where logs has to be sent. Okay, there are few tools which doesn't require to install agents. We'll be calling as agent collection, like example syslog, API. It doesn't require any agents, and few of them, for example, in AWS or Azure, they doesn't require to install any agent. Azure and any cloud service providers, they use the log forwarders concepts. Okay, there is a service will be available there in the cloud itself. Using that cloud itself, we will going to integrate with your authentication, your username and IAM roles, and we're going to send the AWS logs into the log collection. So why we're taking all the log, all the data? To detect the threat. The main motive, the main agenda of SIM tools. SIM collects, process and analyze the security logs to detect the threats. So to detect the threats in the enterprise, okay, we are following the SIM architecture flow. The first one is data sources, where you will collect the logs, raw data. Those raw data will be forwarded to the log collection with the help of agent architecture or agentless architecture, log forwarder. Now let's try to understand the third important component called normalization. Okay, so we will be calling this as parsing and normalization. It converts, in the normalization, converts the logs, because you are sending huge amount of data, right? Everything should be in the proper structure, because if you are not in the, if the raw logs are not in the proper structure, the SIM, it's very difficult for SIM tool to detect the threat. So before it sends the raw data, so this parsing and normalization layer or engine, will be calling that. This engine SIM tool will convert the logs into a common format. Okay, it extracts the fields, like fields like IP, username, okay, timestamp. What else? Timestamp. And if, for example, if any firewall drops the packet, what is the actions he has taken, permitted or denied? Everything it goes to extract with the help of passing on normalization engine. So who does this everything? So passing normalization engines. So every SIM tools, it has total 6 to 7 layers. First one is data source, is one of the layer. to collect all the raw data. How it can collect with the help of the second layer, log collection layer, with the help of agent, with the help of agentless and log forwarder, which is explicitly used in the AWS. The third one is passing or normalization engine, where we can convert the logs into common format to extract the fields of IP username, okay, timestamp, and really actions which is happened in the production. Now the fourth layer is correlation engine, which means it applies rules to detect the suspicious patterns. So we have to define the policy or the rules, okay, to detect the suspicious patterns. If any no users are sending if you any users are clicking on the malicious code, okay, the code itself will have the malicious, so suspicious code. So this correlation engine will detect it. So instead of even the user clicked on that link, the request will not go to the outside. Inside of this correlation, anyway, when you click on that, okay, the trojans will be installed in a local machine. Okay, that we cannot stop it. But this correlation engine will detect the suspicious code and it will send the notifications. So there are chances of the system, so and so system with the IP or username on the particular time they clicked on this particular link. I'm thinking because we are writing we apply the rules, right? So this rules is matched with that suspicious code. So we are detecting that as a some malicious enter into the organization. Something it will detect it and will inform to the, it will generate the logs to the administrators, security administrator. Okay. So how it going to detect it? It detects based on the matches events across the multiple sources. Okay. The fifth one is storage and indexing. Okay. So normally we have two types of storages: hot storage and cold storage. What is hot storage? Recent logs. What is cold storage? Archive logs. Okay. Based on the two logs, it will be it does the indexed for fast searching. Might be in past someone has done some, they mistakenly they have clicked on some link. So those will be stored in the cold storage. So whatever is immediately recently we got some we recently someone received the link and he clicked on that link. So those will be stored in the hot storage, recent logs. Okay. So using these types of storage and indexing itself, we can able to identify whether it's a it's happened recently or past. The sixth one is alerting and response. So as you know, it is used to generate the alerts. So we can integrate with, so for generating alerts, here also we're going to use a concept called tool called SOAR, or else we can also use the ticketing systems. Okay, so what is most important concept? The last one is dashboards and reporting. So dashboards is required for visual representation. Okay, so those same dashboard will be used in the compliance and operational reports. Okay. So now let's try to understand about the second concept in detail called log collection and normalization. So there are log collection methods. To collect the log, we have methods. Okay, first method is called syslog. We can get it from firewalls on Linux. The second one is from Windows event log, which we can get it from the Windows machine, and we can also get it from agents using one of the tool called Splunk, QRadar. Okay. Uh, Normally we're going to use Splunk is a trending tool which is currently every enterprise are using, and also we have the Datadog as well, QRadar and Datadog. Okay. API based, one more API based ingestion. For cloud and SaaS based applications, we're going to use API based ingestion. Okay. One more called database connectors, which we can send from the log raw logs form to the log or using database connectors. Now, what is normalization? Here, we are referring to the log collection and its methods. What is normalization? The purpose of normalization is to make different logs look the same. Example, okay, when we try to get the log from the firewall logs, the pattern is SRC IP, source IP. Okay, we can extract. Okay, we can extract, you know, we can extract the databases on the source IP. So why this normalization is matters? Okay, it enables correlation, improving searching, because we will be sending a lot of data, right? It's very difficult for you to search if you wanted to filter with one of the keyboard. So this normalization will give you the source IP as a keyword to fetch it very easily, and reduces false positives. Okay, so that's it. And the third important concept called correlation rules and alerts. So what is correlation rules? Here every time I'm saying correlation, correlation, correlation rules. What is that? So correlation rules is a logical conditions that identify threats by combining events. Okay, which means based on the events, based on the raw log, based on the log, it identifies the threat. Okay, so to identify threat, we're going to create the rules. The rule consists of the event patterns. If that events and rules are matched, then the SIM tools will be considered that as a threat. Okay, so logical condition that identify the policy, you can consider the policy or the condition that identify threat by combining events. Okay, so here you need to know the rule types: threshold, rule type, threshold type, which means, for example, 10 failed login in 5 minutes. If you write this condition, okay, threshold based rule type, you have to write the logical condition stating if any system failed to log in the next 5 minutes, you have to consider that as a threat. Okay, the second rule type is sequence based. If any login failure, success, privilege, escalation. If any login failure is succeeded, then we have to escalate this privilege escalation. So normally, if any login failure, it has to fail. Am I correct, guys? If you log into your AWS account, if you log into any machine, Shanu is back. Okay, great. Who is Redmi? Guys, I saw someone who joined as a name as Redmi. Who is that Redmi? Okay, if you're not able to join, then I'll disconnect from the call. I'll remove you from the call. Is it Srikanth? You?
No, not.
Manjunath,
Sorry,
I
who?
think Manjunath.
Manjunath already there, no? No?
no, no, sir.
Okay, okay. That's fine. If it is Manjunath, that's okay. Good. All right. So sequence based. If any failure, when you're trying to log into the system, okay, if your password is failed, your login system is failed, you should not able to succeed. You should not able to log in that. Okay, this sequence based will detect you if the login failure. If anyone log into the system successfully, then it will create as a privilege escalation, and it will create the rule, and it will create the notifications. Okay, the next one is behavior based, which means user logs in from two countries within time frame. Again, guys, remember, within 10 minutes to 5 minutes, or 5 minutes to 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. If any users logged into the machine, okay, from two countries within 5 to 10 minutes, then behavior bus, something meaning someone is trying to access it. So the system will notify it, and it will send the notifications. So who will get all the notifications? So guys, you notification will be sent to you, your email address, SOC. Okay, you guys has to know what is correlation based, what is correlation rules. Instead of correlation rules, what is rule type? Okay, what is threshold based? What is sequence based? What is behavior based? Okay, there is one more thing called, guys, one more important, time based. Access outside the business hours. So I'm pretty much sure no one will access when no one will log into the no one will log into the laptops outside of office hours. But if someone logs into your laptop outside of the business hours, then it will consider as alert or threat. Okay. Now let's try to understand alert life cycle. The first alert life cycle is event detected. As soon as the event is detected, immediately correlation rules triggered. The next one is alert will be generated. The next one is SOC analyst. Guys, this is the place I'm referring to. SOC analyst investigates. Okay. And the last one is incident response if needed, if required. One second, guys. Okay. So these are the alert life cycle which you need to remember. Now let's try to understand alert severity levels. Alert severity levels. We'll be having a low, medium risk, high risk, and critical risk. If any alert, okay, which is very high or very critical, you have to take the actions as soon as possible. Okay. So how you will be come to know whether those alert is low, medium, high risk? So those will be able to get it from the SIM tools itself. In the SIM tools itself, you will be having option where whatever the event it detected, okay, which could be any rule type, time based, behavior based, anything based on these events detected. So the tool itself will identify it, will give you whether those are medium, low, high, or critical. If that report consists of high and critical, then you have to take the actions as soon as possible. Okay, so that's it about SIM architecture and its components. Okay, now let's try to understand the fourth component called SIEM use cases. So what is use case here now? Okay, the production use cases, meaning use cases define what threats SIM should detect. Okay, so let's take common SIM use cases. First, authentication, you have to consider. In authentication, we'll be having all brute force attacks. Okay, impossible travel attack. Brute force, impossible travel attack. Okay, privilege escalation with the help of with the authentication approach. Now, malware and threats. In this case, we can use malware detection, suspicious file execution. When you click on any link, no. So this is the based on the file execution itself, it will identify that is a threat. Okay. In network security, we can detect as ports. If anyone doing the port scanning or DDoS attempt, okay, or firewall rule violations, then it will detect it. Okay. Now let's consider from the insider threats. Mass data downloads. If someone within the organization downloads the mass data, okay, unauthorized access after our activities, meaning with someone who logs into your machine after business hours. Okay, and compliance you have to remember always for this PCI-DSS, whether the company is following the PCI-DSS or not, you have to follow HIPAA, ISO 27001 for and SOX So these are the compliance you have to remember. Now come to the last point called SIM dashboards. Okay. So what is dashboard, guys? What is dashboard? From anyone? Dashboard provides real-time visibility. Okay. So we can create lot of dashboards, but few of them are types of dashboards. SOC operation dashboard. Okay. For active alerts, incident, trends, top attackers list. Okay. Next one is compliance dashboard, log retention, status. We can check it. Audit, raid reports, policy violations can be checked. Therefore, compliance dashboard. The last one is execution dashboard. So the execution dashboard, we're going to define with a high metric, high level metrics. Okay. And business risk view. What would be the risk of the impact? Okay. So those things you need to remember in the execution board. Now let's try to understand important topic for today is popular tools. Popular SIM tools. The first SIM tool is Splunk. Okay. The second one is IBM Q Radar. Okay. Arc site is one of the thing. Log rhythm. Okay. So these things you have to remember. Come to the interview tip. Okay, I'll give you the interview tip here as well. So SIM equal to visibility plus correlation hash detection plus response. So combination of this we can be accomplished with the help of SIM. Each and every for visibility, correlation, detection, response, we're going to use the Splunk tools for Splunk. No, sorry, SIM tools. With the help of Splunk, visibility, correlation, detection, response can be done. With the help of IBM QRadar, it can be done, right? So we have to use either one of the tool to accomplish this task. Visibility plus correlation, detection, and response. Is it clear for everyone? In short, I'm going to explain it. Clear? Okay. Now let's go to the next topic. Any questions from anyone?
Sir, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, can you again explain about interview tips and
Interview tips. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Interview. If you go for interview, they'll ask what is SAM. Okay. So you can give the definition of all the things what I explained to you. Okay. You can give the definitions. But for your remember purpose, see this is the information security, right? SM collects, process, analyze, and security logs to detect the threats. So how and after giving the definition, They may ask you SM architecture flow. The first component is data source, next one is data collection, normalization, correlation, alerts, dashboard, and reports. So these are the six phases are available. Okay. So I explained about each and every component in data source from how the data will be retrieved or collected from either of these following sources, which is firewall IDS and IPS servers, application databases, cloud platform, and endpoint antivirus. Okay. This what is log collection layer? So which is used to collect the data. So how it can be collected using agents architecture and agentless architecture and log forwarder. So parsing, what is parsing? Okay, parsing a normalization engine, what it does is it converts the logs into a common format, extracts field, okay, called IP user to get more accurate data. So what is correlation engine? Applies rules to detect the suspicious item. Storage in that again we have the two types of storages and indexes: hot storage and cold storage. Hot storage is nothing but recent logs. Cold storage is nothing but active logs. Okay, alerting. What is alerting? To generate the alerts. Okay, which can be integrated with the SIO or ticketing service now. Dashboard. What is dashboard? Visual representation. So it's a very difficult. If log collection and normalization, I explained to you clearly. Okay. Okay. So here correlation rules and alerts. So here we have 3 to 4 types of rule types. Okay. First one rule type is threshold based. If any system failed, 10 times failed login in 5 minutes, then it will trigger or it will identify that as a threat. Second is sequence based. If any system login failure, but it logged in successfully, then it's considered as a privilege escalation. Then previous based users logged into in from 2 countries within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, no one can shift okay from one country to another company in next 5 minutes, right? It's very difficult. So we'll be considered as a risk threat with the rule type called behavior based. And there is one more rule type you have to create it time based access outside the business hours. Okay. So alert types of alerts of life cycle. So first one is event will be detected by the SAM2 correlation rules triggered, alert generated via mails or ticketing systems. The SOC analyst, the fourth point is SOC analyst investigates. You have to investigate it whether it's genuine or not. If it is genuine, why the user logged into the system, why he tried five times to log into the system. Is it genuine or not? You have to message to the particular user and you have to ask, is it you? See, sometimes if I forgot the password, I'll type for more than 5 times. It's a genuine only, it's not an attack. Okay. So you need to collaborate with the user, get the answers. If the answer is genuine, you have to okay, here if you see alert will be generated, right? On the generated alert itself, you have to make a comment stating it's a genuine user. So we're closing this task. Something you have to close it. And you have to give the response to the in the incident as well. Okay, and we have to know normally 4 types of security levels: high risk, sorry, critical risk, high risk, medium risk, and low risk. If there is a high risk and critical risk, immediately you have to close it as soon as possible. If medium and low, we can give some time to the users to address those vulnerabilities or loopholes. So common use SAM use cases. Like one of the use cases, authentication, malware threat, network security. If anyone does the port scanning in the internet, in the to your applications, or if anyone inside your company, okay, there does the mass data download, okay, or even after hours, they try to log into your production environment. So those things you have to keep an eye on that, and you have to act it accordingly. The SAM dashboards, okay, there normally we can create 3 types of dashboards. SOC operation dashboard, okay, and that we can check the active alerts, incident trends on top attackers or top attacks. Okay, in the compliance dashboard, okay, you can see the violation policies, and execution board, high level metrics and business risk values can be verified, can be viewed with the help of execution dashboard. Now come to the popular SM tools called Splunk, VRBase Splunk. See guys, don't use everything in your resume. Okay, you can use either one of them. So either you can use Splunk or you can use normally QRadar or logarithm. Okay, either any one of them you should use it in your resume, and you have to see tomorrow what I'm do. What I will do is I will try to use you. You guys has to confirm me either one of the tool. Okay, so I'll try to capture few screenshots. Okay, from the production setup, and I'll show you how it will be the Splunk look like. Okay, if you're fresher, no one will ask you. If you're going to the company as an experienced person, then you should know how the Splunk looks like. Okay, now by the end of the session, you guys has to confirm me whether I should go next class with the Splunk or IBM or QRadar. Okay, it's upon you, but I'm showing you a list of popular SIM tools available in the market. Okay, now we come to the interview tip. If anyone asks SIM, instead of explaining everything, instead of remembering everything, you please remember these points: visibility, correlation, detection, and response. Okay, and whatever the theory which I told till now, just correlate with 4 points: visibility, correlation, detection, and response. Okay, and keep it in your mind now, so that it will be easy for you to remember. Clear? Any questions, guys? Okay. Now I'll show you how the Splunk looks like. I wanted to proceed with the Splunk. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is a Splunk. Okay, so Splunk offers it is again the Cisco. The acquired by the Cisco. 1 second, guys. Okay. It's again this Splunk was acquired by the Cisco company. Okay, so if you see, scroll it bit down. There it is. With the help of Splunk, right? You can detect employee office devices, contingent office devices, employee remote devices, contingent remote devices, network access. Okay, so here it will show you the complaint. I told you, no, complaint, exception, non-complaint, device complaints. Everything will be shown over there. If you scroll a little bit down, okay, if you see, yeah, I don't know. So this tool, the Splunk itself will tell you what are high risk, what are low risk, what are medium. If you see here, the risk type it's showing clearly. Yeah, here it is. The priority. So for example, MySQL Server 2 host has high priority. Okay. Storage web server medium. Storage execution something is high. DB01 critical. So whatever you see critical and storage, you have to click on that and you have to investigate. You have to read about that loophole or vulnerability, and you have to reach out to the owner of them, and you have to coordinate with them to get it addressed. Okay, so this is the licensed. Let me see some other screenshots. Okay, I'm showing you few other images. Okay, so for example, if you want to see the network traffic, okay, if you click on that particular device, okay, if you click on the network device, so it will show you the transactions, okay, the inbound traffic and outbound traffic, everything. Okay, we'll show you. Okay, the WAN internet. So we can do the we can inject the raw logs of the I service provider as well, right? So how much we downloaded currently, how much the WAN uploaded. Okay, so everything will be shown over there. Everything will be captured and it will give you as a dashboard over here. So if you wanted to monitor any kind of events, so here there is a matching logs, backups. Let me see in the good visibility kind of thing. Uh, okay, so since this is a license one, no one will give you all the screenshots. Okay, um, but I'm trying my level best to get it from some other sources. Okay, let's see if something is available. Okay, so this is about the Splunk guys. I think everything when you create, there is an option called the create dashboards. When you create the dashboard, you have to you have to define the rules, the conditions to create the dashboards. Okay, so it's easy only, but you have to remember all the theory concepts to create before you creating the dashboards. Okay, this is about AWS logs. If anyone wanted to log into the cloud logs, audit logs with Splunk, okay, so we can use this approach. So here we have to filter with this cloud tool, and all the logs will be visible. So okay, so that's it related to the clause Splunk. Any questions from anyone? Any questions from anyone? No? Okay. The next topic for tomorrow is model number 5. Okay. Model number log management and monitoring. So we're going to discuss about this model tomorrow. It is copy. Okay. Threat intelligence. Okay. And in network security, I'm going to show you the ASA firewall so we can test it. I'm going to show you one use case. So, okay, compliance. Okay. So we're almost fifth we're ending with the fifth module. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to showcase of what is system logs. Okay, we can log into the one in either one of the EC2 instances or applications. I'm going to show you. Okay, tomorrow guys, tomorrow onwards we're going to do some practicals. Okay, uh, so log sources we can log into the you can create one EC2 instance. So does anyone have any does anyone have any Amazon account, Amazon or EC or Azure accounts?
No, sir.
Okay, so we have to create that account in that case. Uh, so that's it, guys. Tomorrow let's connect and let's continue with the model number 5.
Sir,
Okay.
can you send today's notes?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. That's good. So, so okay. Tomorrow is day 11. No, or day 11 or day 10 or day 11. So the contents we're going to start tomorrow. Okay. Save. Let me share with you guys. Permission SOC. Where is SOC? Oh, I did mention in the domain expert chat. Okay. You please download it now and see whether. Okay. So I upload. Please kindly. I request everyone to download the notes
Thank you,
for
sir.
today. And let's come tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, I think I want to show you one practicals. So I request everyone to log in.
Yes, sir.
I okay. I request everyone to use the Windows machine laptop, or if you don't have the Windows, that's okay. Then you guys has to arrange AWS account. If not, let's see how many members will come with a Windows machine. Then you can take it forward. Okay. So because I wanted to install few packages into your machine, so we can use the WSL to capture the real-time traffic, and we can see some alerts, some application logs. Okay, all of them. So that's it, guys. Tomorrow, let's come tomorrow and let's take it forward. Thank you. Have a great day.